Avengers Endgame is Marvel Studios' 22nd film and the final film in what producer Kevin Feige has called the Infinity Saga, a story which first began with Nick Fury breaking into Tony Stark's Malibu mansion to tell him he was part of a bigger world. Avengers Endgame, directed by studio veterans Joe and Anthony Russo, picks up after the shocking ending of last year's Avengers Infinity War, and deals with our hero surviving in a post-decimation world, where half of all of life in the universe has been snapped out of existence by Josh Brolin's wonderfully villainous Thanos. After a series of events, the original group of Avengers and a few additions like War Machine and Ant-Man find a chance to avenge those who were taken from them and maybe even put things right. But what will the cost be, not to just them, but to the entire universe? Firstly, I want to point out what an absolute landmark event this is. This isn't just some a la Hollywood superhero movie or anything. This is the culmination of 11 years of very hard work, and because of that, the Russos have lovingly woven what has become with what will be throughout this film, celebrating these characters and what they mean to the audience who has watched them grow throughout this whole 11-year saga. In terms of story, I can't really say much since literally everything in this film is a spoiler, and how they managed to make trailers out of this film is absolutely amazing. It's definitely a bit of an adventure film with a hint of a heist film thrown in as well. And much like Infinity War, the story is spread out through these characters, through different branching storylines that all weave together near the end of the film. Of course, this time there are considerably less characters, so it feels a bit more focused than Infinity War was. However, while I didn't time it obviously, I think Steve Rogers gets the most in this film. That's not to say he doesn't share the story with Tony Stark or Thor, but he gets a lot to work with, and we see the arc that he's been on since the first Avenger come to a close here. Chris Evans really pulled out all the stops here. He's absolutely amazing as Captain America this film, and probably my favorite version of Captain America in this film. He's really made the character his own, especially both early in the film where we find a broken Cap and he's beaten and he doesn't know what to do, and you compare that to the end where he's maybe finds a new hope for himself. Hawkeye, seemingly missing from Infinity War, also appears in this film in some really awesome scenes. He gets some real scene stealing stuff in this movie, some we've seen actually in the trailers. I do love that they built up his family story that was first introduced in Age of Ultron and continued through Civil War, and how he's evolved from just being this sort of assassin special agent in S.H.I.E.L.D. to a valued member of the Avengers, and even something a bit more. Iron Man and Thor obviously have a big beef with Thanos, and they get some utterly fantastic scenes, especially Thor, who ends up in a place that's both hilarious and kind of sad, since him messing up in Wakanda and not killing Thanos outright has really affected him both mentally and maybe even physically. I'm really tired with this spoiler-free review, since no matter what I say about the characters or where the characters go, it is a spoiler, but I will say this: the final act, and I want to say the last 30 minutes, are some of the best scenes in all of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. There's thrills, there's chills, and even some real tear-jerking moments that, well, I'm sure will resonate with most people who have been on this journey this whole time. Some might be pretty mad at it, maybe even leaving somehow feeling like they did about the ending of The Last Jedi. Avengers Endgame is another total win for Marvel Studios, and one hell of a way to cap off this absolutely huge 22 movie story arc that began 11 years ago in a mansion in Malibu. I'm very much looking forward to what Marvel Studios has in store for Phase 4 and beyond. I'm going to give Avengers Endgame a 10 out of 10. Hey everyone, thanks for watching my newest video. If you enjoyed it, you might also like to check out my other reviews here on my channel. You can also follow me on various social media platforms like Twitter by searching Matt_FOS, or even join the Comic Multiverse Discord server and chat with other comic book fans, including myself and Joel from Cape Joel. Want cheap comics and trades? Head over to the book depository with the link in the description to get the cheapest trades and comics around, along with free shipping anywhere in the world. Until next time, this has been Matt of the Fortress of Solitude. Thank you so much for watching.